What's up guys, hope you are having an amazing day, and welcome. We are back again with our compilation of sad women yapping about men getting their passport and going to find love elsewhere. So, kick back, relax, and let's get started.
Essentially what they're going to do is find a woman, many of whom are very young, because in many of these countries they're going to, the legal age of consent is much younger than the United States. If you don't see why that's disturbing, get some help. They're going after these women who are very young, very vulnerable, very naive, usually in poor families, and they're essentially buying these women from their families, which, I'm sorry, is human trafficking. You're going to another country to buy a wife out of poverty and bring her back here to essentially be your housekeeper and slave. It's human trafficking. You can throw a marriage certificate on it to make it look more wholesome, but it's human trafficking. That's what it is. In many cases where these girls are underage, I can have a lot of sympathy for men when they're struggling and what they're going through, and the fact that yes, the world is absolutely set up today for men to fail, and there's a lot of ways that we hold men down and we destroy masculinity. But you know what? Human trafficking, and there's no excuse for that. Ever. Like, ever.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
These women are so solipsistic and have such a huge superiority complex that they cannot fathom the fact that nobody wants them so. They make stuff up and try to make them pass as truth. But not only that, they have no problems disrespecting foreign women who live outside of the West. And the fact that she called her deluded rant of a video, the truth about passport brothers, is pretty laughable. All she did was talk, but she didn't provide any evidence to back up what she was saying. Last time I checked, none of the popular destinations that passport brothers choose have a consent 13. But guess what? In some states in the US and in certain cases, the age of consent is 13, but it is nuanced based on age and status. And what she is doing is also intellectual dishonesty, because she is trying to judge other countries based on US laws. But again, these are the same people who believe that kids at elementary school should be allowed to have gender reassignment surgery if they want to. Are they countries where the age of consent is that low? Absolutely. But none of those countries are the destinations that passport brothers choose. What makes her video even more disturbing is that she is using the truly horrifying practice of child trafficking to try to discredit and shame men who are going abroad to start a new life. While at the same time these banshees never talk about the boys being taken advantage by female teachers in the US, the children being trafficked at the US southern border thanks to how women vote, and these feminists never talk about the women in Afghanistan. The world is full of despicable people and feminists make 95% of them. But as far as I know, 99% of men who go abroad are not looking to have relations with underage people. For the idiots at the back of the room, I am not condoning or promoting child exploitation. The only people who are doing that are feminists.
If you're wondering why the Passport Bros movement exists, watch this.
The Passport Bro movement in America exists because men in America, they lack motivation, they're mediocre. And women in America have to work, they get educated, and they start making money because they have to. So why would American women have to put up with a man that don't have any of those qualities? These passport bros, they think they can go to another country and offer this woman, and he says it in the video, that if he goes to the Philippines and he offers a woman a better life, he said it right there. He's just basically manipulating these women into thinking that they're going to have a better life with them, which they might because they may live in very poor areas. But guess what? If you bring her to America, that's expensive. You're going to have to work your ass off. You're going to have to be the provider. You're going to have to pay for all her bills. If she doesn't have an education, you might even have to pay for her education, and she might end up leaving you because life here is different, and you can't expect women in America to be like the women in other countries.
What I'm realizing is that women are a special kind of stupid.
Men know that American women are not like other women. It is just common sense, different culture, different behavior. And that's why they are leaving the West to go somewhere else, where the culture and values align with what they want. And if you ask me, that show a lot of motivation. Men don't have a problem with providing and taking care of a woman, but they have a problem with providing and taking care of entitled, disrespectful, and selfish women who think that they should be given the best just for existing. And here's the thing. Why do all those strong and independent job-having women care so much about what men who lack motivation are doing?
You can't expect women here in America to go for a guy that's below them. If I go to school, I make 6 figures. I want a man that makes 6 figures too or more. Because men in America, they want their women to go 50-50 on the bills and 50-50 maybe on the household and the chores, which usually is more like 90-10. So why would a woman here settle for some loser? We have high expectations because we can. I literally just saw a video of a guy that is stranded in the Dominican Republic and he's broke and he's asking people to cash app him money for his ticket back to the US. Because this man, they're broke in America and they go to another country where the value of the dollar is a lot higher and they lie to these women and they pretend that they're wealthy men when they're not. So they are gaslighting this woman into thinking that they're going to come here and they're going to have this great life. Just stop lying to women. It doesn't matter if they're from another country. They are women. They have expectations and you're lying to them. And you know what? Most quality men in America, they have no problem finding women here.
This woman might actually be full melon in the cerebellum. American men know that American women have their education and jobs, and they can have all the expectations that they want and that they will not settle for anything less. Men know that, and that's why they are leaving the West. They are not making TikToks, they are not whining. They are just leaving. So, why are they talking about what some losers are doing? All of this is just projection. These women are neck deep in debt, losers whose only skill is to get their way by either opening their legs or shaming.
Shame, shame, shame. Shame is one of the 4 major arrows of a low-value woman. It's part of a low-value woman's pathology.
Passport bros. We're going to another country to find submissive women. Black women are too masculine. We don't want y'all. Black women. That sounds a little bit like trafficking, but you know what? Do you.
They are missing the point why men are going out of their country to find these quality women. They don't want to admit that they lost that femininity that they have.
Wow. Okay. So I've been seeing the whole passport bros thing on Filipino TikTok, and I wasn't going to say anything, but you know what? I can't. There just seems to be some major nuance lacking in the conversation because once again, we have like polarized an issue and made it super black and white, and when that happens, it just becomes a weapon from one side to the other, and it just gets gross and weird. One conversation that we could be having is the inherent power imbalance that happens when you have one person coming from a nation with access to resources and wealth coming into another nation who doesn't have those things and trying to like relationship. Like, I'm not saying you can't relationship. I'm just saying that if you're going to do that, you really do have to acknowledge that power imbalance, because if you don't, it's just going to rule the whole thing.
This is what Tony Montana would have looked like if he had failed to become a medicine lord but had become an addict crackhead instead.
And I would know. It's a story in my family. The other thing that's happening is, once again, this like fetishization of Philippine women. And I think that we really need to be careful when we use words like submissive, because once again, there's that power imbalance, and that's a whole other conversation. And it's just really gross how this entire issue has been like, once again, been a tool to like hate on women. Women are not feminine, women are dumb, women are ignorant. And let me just clear up, like, Philippine women, they absolutely know what's going on. They're not ignorant to any of this stuff. But the whole conversation is like, who is woman enough? And like, who even cares about these people, these men leaving? And why is the conversation always about demonizing women? Women in America, women overseas. And it's just not even about like the responsibility and the accountability on like these men. That's not what the conversation is about. Why don't we center things like imperialism, colonialism, racism, socioeconomic inequity, because those are conversations worth having.
You serious?
What I'm realizing is that women are a special kind of stupid.
Western women are so selfish that they don't bother to learn about what men want in a woman, and when they actually do learn about what men want, they are too solipsistic to actually put it in practice. But when they see that women in other parts of the world treat men with some level of respect, they are too narcissistic to recognize that they are the problem, because, even though a significant amount of Western men are trying their chance abroad, there is absolutely no men from other parts of the world who are trying their chance with Western women, unless it is for recreational use only. Yes. One might argue that, the only reason why passport brothers are treated well by foreign women is because they have money. Know what? Fair enough. But here's the thing. Men have always paid, and it is better to pay for some who is willing to reciprocate, than pay for a foot who thinks that she is doing you a favor for allowing you to pay for her. Anyways, that will be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Like the video, let me know what you think in the comment section, and a sub to the channel will be awesome. Have a good one, till next time.